was physically and mentally so burnt out that I had no desire to touch my instrument for an entire year. Hi everyone, it's Amelia from Music Body Mind. Today I'm going to talk about the super hot topic, burnout. Burnout is so prevalent in our society right now, and people in all styles of workforces are overworking themselves to the point of chronic stress and exhaustion. And burnout is also very prevalent in the music world, in the music community, and it is not discussed enough. So my goal today is to start the conversation about how we as musicians can create healthier habits for ourselves and avoid getting burnt out in our careers. Burnout is a career-related state of stress and exhaustion that leads to extreme feelings of discouragement and lack of motivation. Burnout affects our physical and mental health and prohibits us from performing to the best of our abilities. Burnout happens when we place unrealistic expectations and pressures upon ourselves, and this leads to us working too hard to the point of overworking ourselves. I see this happen all the time in schools of music because music students are placed under a tremendous amount of pressure to perform at a very high level all of the time. This happened to me in my undergraduate music performance degree. I got sucked into the high stress of performance expectations and did not take care of my physical and mental health in the process. I was so burnt out by the end of my degree that I took an entire year off of playing the trombone after graduating, and I took 2 years off of school before returning to my graduate studies. Now, part of my story involves enduring a trombone-related injury and having to work through that, but at that time I was physically and mentally so burnt out that I had no desire to touch my instrument for an entire year. I plan on releasing a video about my neck injury in a future video, so if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can stay updated when that comes out. Luckily, I worked through my period of burnout and my injury, and I am happily playing the trombone again and pursuing a master's degree in trombone performance. But I would not wish burnout upon anyone. It was a horrible, disheartening experience, and I know that it happens to performing musicians everywhere. So I'm going to talk about what it feels like to be burnt out and the beginning signs and symptoms of experiencing burnout. And then I'm going to list all of the tips and pieces of advice that, looking back on my undergraduate degree, I wish that I had followed in order to avoid burnout. So what does burnout feel like? Burnout is a combination of any of the signs that I am about to list. First, your body is tired and you're experiencing feelings of fatigue. You don't like playing your instrument anymore. You've lost a sense of enjoyment in performing. You feel a hatred towards your instrument or despise your instrument. You avoid practicing. You give up easily when practicing. You have a sense of detachment towards music. Your mood is lower and you are easily irritated and angered. You find it difficult to be productive. You feel unmotivated and uninspired. You experience more self-doubt and lack of confidence than normal. You aren't performing as well as you know you can. Wow, that's a lot, and that's really deep. So let's take a deep breath in and deep breath out. And remember that if you are experiencing any of these, all feelings are temporary, and it is very possible for you to get back to a more positive state in your music career. Okay, let's finally get to the reason why you are watching this video. How do you avoid burnout? My #1 tip for you is prioritize sleep. Oh my gosh, I know you've heard this a billion times, but it's true. When you don't sleep, your body and mind doesn't function as well as it should. So college students, I'm looking at you. Don't practice until 2 a.m. I was completely guilty of this. I was the music student that would stay up so late and be the last person in the music building every night and then wake up super early for my 8 a.m. class the next day. And I promise you that you are not as productive that late at night, and you are not productive on lack of sleep. So it's not healthy for you because you're not sleeping and you're actually not getting the best type of practicing that you should be. There are much better ways to go about practicing, which leads me to #2, practice smarter, not harder. So my biggest tip in this category is to break up your practicing throughout the day. Don't save all of your practicing for one large practice chunk at the end of your day. I know that sometimes we're in classes all day and then the most time that you have is at the end of your day, but it is so beneficial to break up your practicing little bits here and there, maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes before or after lunch, and then you don't have to do all of your practicing in like a 4-hour chunk at the end of your day. First of all, it is not possible to have a high functioning focus, the focus that we need as musicians for that extended amount of time. Now, if for some reason you do have to do all of your practicing in one large chunk in a day, then my next tip number 3, is to take breaks often. These breaks don't have to be long, but it is very important that you incorporate some type of movement, some type of rest, mental rest especially, and that you're hydrating while you are practicing. Take a walk around your music building, go outside for a few seconds, just do something other than playing your instrument for hours on end without a break. Your body will appreciate you, and the little mental break will allow you to come back with a better focus when you pick up your instrument again. My 4th tip is to pay attention to how your body feels. When you take those little breaks when you're practicing, check in with yourself and say, how is my body feeling? Am I holding tension, any unnecessary tension in my body? And can I take a second to let that go? Always stop if you're experiencing pain while playing and take that break. Your body needs it. If for some reason you're experiencing any tension or pain while you are practicing, check out all of my other videos that I have on this channel. I'm a Yoga for Musicians teacher, and I have lots of videos to help you release unnecessary tension in your body while you are practicing. My 5th tip is to not be afraid to take a break. I know there is this stigma in the music world that we have to be practicing all the time, and when we're not practicing, that is us losing traction in our careers to being a better performer. Now, this can backfire very easily because if we don't take breaks and we're go, go, go all the time, this can lead to that burnout, this can lead to fatigue, this can lead to pain within our bodies. So allow yourself to take a break. A day off can actually be a very good thing. Giving yourself space and allowing yourself time away from your instrument allows you mentally to take a break, and it allows your body to reset and to release any tension that it might have been holding related to your instrument. If you are taking breaks from your instruments for the right reasons, for your physical and mental health, then don't feel guilty about that. It's important to take care of our bodies. A huge part of taking care of ourselves as musicians mentally is my tip number 6. Find a creative outlet that is outside of music. We are so lucky that music is our passion, and we get to perform music every single day as part of our careers. But this can be dangerous because when our creative outlet becomes our work, it is very easy to cross that line of moving from being passionate to being overworked. For me, it was really helpful to find a creative outlet outside of music so I could still express my creativity with no pressure. I found the practice of yoga, which was very helpful not only for my creativity, but also for my physical and mental health. My final tip number 7, is very important to us as musicians. Remind yourself often why you love music and why you love playing your instrument. Remember to play and listen to music that you really love and really enjoy, not just the repertoire that you have to work on for your lessons, not just the pieces that you're working on for the next concert that's coming up, but play music that you really love so you can fuel your passion for music often. I hope that you find these tips helpful. It is important to remember that when you push too hard and you work too hard, it is very important to take that step back and to allow yourself recovery time and space to find balance in your life again. When we're not in a good space mentally, it is very hard for us as musicians to perform well. So you should always prioritize mental and physical health as part of your music career. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you liked this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for all things musician wellness related. I have lots of Yoga for Musicians videos, and I will continue to post videos like this where I talk about the importance of health and wellness within the music world. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well for lots of other fun things throughout the week, and I will see you in the next video.